What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Like a Bad Neighbor podcast. This is your boy Mike. I'm going to be solo today. My co-host Justin is out doing family stuff. Christmas Day edition. Had to do an emergency podcast. What a game! A thriller at the Mecca. My goodness, you couldn't ask for a better game. And that might have been the game of the year for the Knicks. If you take the cup game out of the equation, by far, this was the game of the year. The Knicks, man, they put on their Grinch costumes and stole that one from the Cavs. As you guys, if you guys were watching the first half of that game, the Knicks, they just looked slow right out of the gate. You know, they did not have their legs under them, missing a lot of shots, and that's kind of expected when you have a 12 noon game. I hate when the NBA puts the Knicks on that first game. If you really look at the slate today, the Knicks should have been at probably the finale. I get that there's the West Coast time difference. They should have been last. But they always put them at the first game. It is what it is. But if there was ever a question as to whether or not the Christmas Day belonged to the NBA, the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers proved to you that the NBA should have Christmas Day to themselves. The NFL, terrible slate today. And we're not even done with the first game yet. I mean, come on. Cowboys and Commanders, you got to do better than that, NFL. It is what it is. This was a thriller, man, at the Mecca. The Knicks defeat the Cavs 126-124. Cleveland had a commanding lead most of the game. I think their biggest lead was about 17 going in. Well, they had a 12-point lead going into that fourth quarter, right? But they made it, their lead was as high as 17. Unbelievable comeback. You want to talk about what saved this game? The bench. I mean, the bench, when you compare the bench to last year's bench, it is night and day. Unsung hero of the game, Jordan Clarkson. He had 29 minutes, 25 points, 9 field goals made, plus 13. He was the one keeping us in it in that second and third quarter. You want to talk about terrible rotations that first 3 quarters? The defense just wasn't there, man. OG had a terrible game. As far as on the defensive side, Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, going into that third quarter down 12, they were a combined minus 50. And let's talk about Josh Hart for a second. He had a decent game, though. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He went down with an apparent injury to his ankle. It looked really bad. He was driving to the rim and he stepped on a player's foot. I think it was Mobley. Yeah, I think he stepped on Jarrett Allen's foot. It looked real bad. He knocked down those 2 free throws before he exited. He walked right out. He definitely wasn't returning after that. And I was worried, man. That happened in the beginning of the fourth quarter. I was worried, man, because I knew if the Knicks were going to make a run, they need him in that spot to make those hustle plays and grab like those 50-50 balls. I knew it was going to come down to that. But, man, who stepped in? It's our boy, Tyler Kolek. Tyler getting some important minutes, man, down the stretch the last few games. He let's see his stats real quick. 25 minutes, 16 points, 9 assists, plus 24. Unbelievable, man. Impact. He made 4 out of 5 threes. Those were some dagger threes in the fourth quarter. Ice in his veins, man. And going back to the bench, man, Mitchell Robinson. Let's see his stats line real quick. He only had 17 minutes, right? 13 rebounds. Didn't score any points, but it didn't matter. I believe he only played 5 minutes in that fourth quarter, and he had 8 rebounds, 4 of those offensive rebounds. Game-changing. And I think 3 out of the 4 were sprays, where they were kick out to three-pointers. That converted into three-pointers. We needed that, man. And my goodness, when Mike Brown took him out with like 3 or 4 minutes to go, I believe, I was like, oh my God, we need him down the stretch, because at that point, if you can remember, Kenny Atkinson brought back in Mobley and Jared Allen. And I'm thinking, why don't we just put our double big lineup to their double big? I'll eat my crow. I was telling him, I was talking to family. I was like, why don't they run the double big versus the double big? That should be the play here. But man, Mike Brown knows better than me. He had Cap. He put Cap back in there. He benched. He sat Mitchell Robinson. Right. Karl Anthony Towns. He didn't have a great game, but he did come away with a double double. He had 11 points, 14 rebounds. Yeah, I believe it was 121-119. Cat's back in the game, and there wasn't much going on in that sequence. And then you had Tyler Kolek pull up a dribble pull up in the mid range, misses the shot, and Cat with the putback ties the game. Huge putback for him to grab that rebound over Mobley. Game changing right there. Cat had some really impactful minutes that when he came back into the fourth. That was a statement win, man. And you had a lot of like casual NBA fans like tuning into this game, be like, they were making posts like, this is the good stuff, man. And that's what Christmas Day NBA basketball is all about. It's showcasing the best teams in the league, future playoff matchups. Doesn't get any better, man. This game was a battle of the backcourts, man. You had Donovan Mitchell, man. Every time he comes to MSG, unbelievable performances. You had the battle of the backcourt. Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson. Brunson ended up with 34 points, 4 assists, 6 3-point made out of 12. Like I said, he was missing a decent amount of shots in the first half, but man, when the game's on the line, put it in number 11's hand. Ice cold, man. Hit huge threes that step back three from the left side. It's unguardable, man. And people give him crap for his size and being non-athletic. When you have footwork like that, it doesn't matter how tall you are. If you can create separation with your footwork and you have a jump shot as crispy as that, man, it's unbelievable to watch. That's our captain, man. And then you had Donovan Mitchell on the other side. I mean, he had an unbelievable game. 34 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. That dunk, Mitchell obviously had the play of the game with that monster posterizer in the fourth. But at the end of the day, Brunson was the one with the last laugh. Unreal. What a game, man. You got 4 remaining games on the slate tonight. Those games are going to have a lot to live up to. I will say that. But it's, the rest of the day should be interesting to watch either way. The Knicks, man, they just keep finding a way. They just keep proving themselves as one of the best teams in the league. They're just finding a way. And it all comes down to your support cast. The bench, man. It just, the unsung heroes. You have players like Jordan Clarkson who have this, like, I don't know what position you would call him, but he's like a combo SG. He's like a combination of a shooting guard, small forward. That type of player position doesn't really exist. You have this guy who on the defensive side was solid, and he was keeping us in it even when we were trailing by 15 going into in that third quarter. It's just funny too, because like Jordan Clarkson, like he's hard to watch sometimes, but he just finds a way to get a bucket when we need it. Like he doesn't have the best handles. He looks erratic almost with the ball, but he just keeps his head down, always is aware of what's around him, and he just, I don't know, he kind of catches himself off balance a lot of the times, and he just finds a way to get the bucket. I mean, it's unreal. He's got a jump shot, don't get me wrong, but when he's like handling the ball and like driving to the basket, it's a little scary at times, but good NBA players will know how to score when it comes down to it. Let's take a look at his team stats. The Cavs, 45 of 86, 52.3% from the field. The Knicks, 44 of 94, 46.8% from the field. From three-point land, Cavaliers are 44.1%, 15 of 34. Knicks improved definitely in the second half, 47.7% from three, 21 of 44. Let's look at the turnovers, man, because we were committing a decent amount of turnovers too in that first half, but the Knicks got the last laugh on that. Cavs committed more when it was all said and done. They were 14 of 13, 14 turnovers. Knicks had 13. Points off turnovers, 28 for the Knicks. Cavs, 21. Points in the paint, we got dominated. The Cavs, 56 points in the paint. But they did run a lot of that double big lineup, so yeah, that definitely makes sense. Offensive rebounds, 12 versus the Cavs, 9. But the Cavs had more defensive rebounds, 36 versus the Knicks, 31. The Cavs, at the end of the day, outboarded us, 45 to 43 when you look at the total rebounds. Very strange game, man. Where was Lonzo Ball in this game? Non-factor. 14 minutes, 1 rebound, 3 assists. I don't know if is he playing hurt or something, but he was a non-factor. DeAndre Hunter, I expected him a bigger game out of him. He only had 13 points, 27 minutes, was -7, not good. Garland had a pretty good game, 20 points, 10 assists. But the main story over there was Donovan Mitchell. My goodness, what a game. Man, you have a special player in Tyler Kolek when you have Madison Square Garden chanting your name. God, that kid must be on a high like none other. I can't imagine what that's like for him. Good for him, man. So happy for him. Let's look at the Knicks schedule for the remainder of this year. So we got Saturday, Knicks and Hawks. Monday, December 29th, got the Knicks Pels. And then, man, New Year's Eve. So it's the rematch of the Cup. You got Knicks Spurs, so that should be a great game. I would hope they go 3-0. Just do a clean sweep there, but we'll see, man. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this rather short just because I got family. But yeah, man, what a game! Christmas Day obviously reigns supreme over the NFL. We all know this. If you don't agree, you're just a hater. But anyways, make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Hope you guys have a happy and safe holiday, and I will catch you in episode 4. We're probably going to drop an episode before the new year, so be in tune for that. Make sure you tap in. Make sure you follow our Twitter and wherever. We've been grinding that TikTok, man. We've been posting, trying to stay consistent on that every day, but yeah, make sure you guys follow that, and I will catch you guys in episode 4. Appreciate everyone. Later.